YouTube. It is your girl Chantel. I came across this clip and this guy was dropping a lot of gems. Yeah, like a lot of gems. And though it might be triggering to some, a lot of times getting triggered is necessary for us to have to make some changes, right? Sometimes getting burned is how you learn.
Ah, it burns! It burns!
That rhymes, bars right there. But I'll show y'all this video real quick. Before I do though, y'all make sure that you hit the like button and double check that you are still subscribed to the channel. We try to have conversation that will help us better ourselves so we can, those of us who weren't necessarily raised to be wives, we can learn the necessary tools so we can pass it down to our daughters. And this is how we stop these generational cycles. This is how we course correct by learning. But y'all, let's take a listen.
The Western woman, the American woman, from a standpoint of marriage and family, this is the worst place in the world to choose a wife. Not only the worst place in the world, it's the worst place in the annals of history to choose a wife. Attention to a woman is like crack cocaine. And so she...
Let me stop it right there.
Ah, it burns! It burns!
Attention to a woman is like crack cocaine. Ooh, let's continue.
She's seeing these things on the internet, and she's got
Mhm.
guys in her DM, and they're giving her a false idea of their value. Male attention is monopoly money. Because when you hit 35 and that attention starts to go away and you start looking for men, the kind of men you want, now you're competing with the younger, hotter, more fertile girl. There's a...
Oh,
Ah, it burns! It burns!
now, as someone who has not hit 35 yet, but is really, really close, I can attest to this. Definitely, you might still get validation, like at sexual attention from men, but the pool of men that's vetting you for a wife significantly decreases after you've hit the wall, especially the kind of men that we be wanting, those quote unquote men of value. I hate saying high value men, so I say men of value, men who provide, protect, lead, and teach. Because why? They want children. They care about their legacy. And unfortunately, once a woman hit the wall, she loses a good amount of egg. Now, this is not what something the patriarchy says. This is not something that the Black Manosphere says. This is not something that Kevin Samuels or Andrew Tate said. This is something that God says. Okay, as a woman, we lose 90% of our eggs by the time we hit 30. So even though you might still look good at 30, what most marriage-minded men want, that being legacy, aka children, they aren't really checking for you as much because they know, okay, her chances of giving me a kid or two or three or four significantly lower than a younger girl. I know it's triggering. I know it's triggering, but I am begging y'all to put your emotions to the side and listen with logic. Let's continue.
reason that God starts, the creator starts, you start to lose your eggs, what, in the mid-30s? I have daughters. My youngest daughter just graduated from college. She's 22. My advice to them: find the best man you can at your youngest age and settle down with him.
And if that man is 40 years old, you'd be okay with it?
40?
Yeah.
As long as he can provide for her and she loves her, he's going to treat her right. Absolutely. As long...
You see, that's a legit question that a lot of these feminists will say, because feminism lies fight against family, right? And they brainwash women into thinking that they can spend their 20s or even their 30s living their best life, and when they hit 35, 40, a man of value is going to want to wife them up. But that is a lie.
Feminists. Lies.
So what they try to do is shame older men who are interested in younger, more fertile women. That's why she asked that question. Even if a man is 40, if you pay attention to social media, all we got to do is just pay attention to our observable reality, and you see how these feminists will bully men, shame men, older men who prefer to date younger women for their fertility, for their eggs, because those feminists wasted their 20s, wasted their younger years, their more fertile years. Now they want to come and shame men in who choose a more fertile woman. Like, come on. It don't be making no sense. But that's why we have the conversation over here, because you can shame men all you want. It doesn't change the fact, ma'am. Your eggs are limited.
Man, this is some bullshit.
But let us continue.
Is there an adult? It's okay for an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old to have sex and put it all out on the internet. She's old enough to do that. She's old enough to be in a relationship. It's always from tradition, and you go to other countries, the same thing. You find younger women with older men. Because
I want to touch on that real quick. I'm so sorry. I know I'm pausing him a lot, but he's dropping a lot of gems. These women, these 18 and 19-year-olds will have OnlyFans. They'll have naked pictures on the internet. They'll have a high body count. They'll be hopping from dick to dick to dick to dick. And society will praise them on. Social media will support them. Social media will support a woman who is 18 and naked, showing her body parts on the internet, but bash women who say, you know what, I'm 19, I'm 18, I'm going to go get married. Tell me if that's not some BS.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Society will encourage that 18 and 19-year-old who wants to get married to go find yourself, give it time. You are too young. Get to know yourself, get to explore yourself, learn yourself outside of a relationship. Like, am I a different person outside or in a relationship? No, for argument's sake, let us not discuss which one is right or which one is wrong. Why can't each person choose how to live their life and everybody else mind their business? Why does society support an 18-year-old who's half naked on social media more than an 18-year-old who wants to be married? Why?
Feminists, lies.
But let us continue.
the older man is more seasoned.
Oh, you see, let me rewind it a little bit.
Put it all out on the internet. She's old enough to do that. She's old enough to be in a relationship. It's always from tradition, and you go to other countries, the same thing. You find younger women with older men because the older man is more seasoned.
Bars right there. And if you really was to take a step back and think about it and use our common sense.
Use your common sense.
Women want men who can provide, protect, lead, teach, put us up, pay the bills, take care of us financially. Usually men reach their financial peak at like 35, 40, 45. Men want women who are fit, feminine, friendly. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, fertile, can give him a child or two, help him create his legacy. Usually, those women who are more fertile are younger. Of course, I'm not advocating for no man to go date no teenager, but after the age of 18, between 18 and say 26, 27, that age group is a better fit for men, older men. If we were to really sit back and think about it, right? I'm not saying every single situation, but generally speaking, if a woman wants a man who is able to provide, and men are usually at their financial peak at older 40s, and a man wants a woman who can who is fertile and who can give him some kids, and women are at their fertility peak at 20s, why then wouldn't it make sense for those 20-year-old women to date those 40-year-old men? If we really was to put our emotions to the side and think about it, it makes sense. But as I said, we're too emotionally involved because we get triggered, because we be so mad at facts, especially the older women be pissed off when men say things like this, when we use just basic common sense, when we're not telling nobody what to do, but we're just holding a reason and we're figuring it out. And if we put 2 and 2 together and we minus 1, we always got to get 3. They'd be pissed off at that fact. But as I said, I use my channel to question certain things, to have the uncomfortable and uncommon conversation, to say, I never thought about it like that, because that's what we do over here. We use our common sense and we think logically. That's why y'all love it over here. And that's why I'm asking y'all to go ahead and hit that like button and the subscribe button. Help me grow my channel. It is your girl Chantel. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Hopefully somebody took something away from the video, or hopefully y'all just enjoy the conversation. If you hear from my accent, you already know.
Got it.
But big up y'all self though. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.
Man, this is some bullshit.